that happens with everybody.
Oh,
Everybody makes up rules. To be human is to make up rules. And we make up rules because we want to have a little more control of our lives, or because we want to keep ourselves safe, or because our parents made up that rule. And
well, hi, Dr. Kottman. Thank you so much for being part of our fifth annual Innovative Child Therapy Symposium. My cheeks are tired from laughing, and we haven't even started yet. I first
and you
met
have to
you,
stop calling me Dr. Kottman.
yeah, no, Terry. No, you're like, what did you just call me? I first like learned about you through Dr. Delina Dillman Taylor, and she was it's the teacher and head of the program there at University of Central Florida, perhaps the very beginning of my love for play therapy. And she's a fan of yours. So I'm a huge fan of yours, and I've been like following you ever since, and I've recently had a chance to meet you in person, which has been one of the highlights of my whole career. And I just love it. I
We
love
did have fun. When we went out to dinner, we had a good time.
Yeah, Claudio Campo drove us around, and Ted McManus was there. It was fun. It's definitely good to be able to have some good girl time and to laugh and enjoy each other. Okay, so before we get started, we're going to talk about something cool today. Not sure the details of it, but it's going to be amazing. Uh, for those
You're
that don't,
trusting me. I know you're trusting me,
I do. I would trust you with my life.
but
But
you might not want to do that. But you can trust me with an activity.
okay, okay, okay. There's a balance there. Uh, Before we get started, I want to make sure people know who you are and what you do. I think everyone knows you, but just in case there's this one random person that doesn't, could you just kind of introduce yourself?
Because there's a lot of people who don't know who I am. I am Terry Kottman. I was I guess founder is the way most people talk about it, of Adlerian Play Therapy. Um, and I've had a play therapy training center for a pretty long time. Recently, I started a certification program in Adlerian Play Therapy that's called, you have to have like the whole thing, the League of Extraordinary Adlerian Play Therapists, which is a certification program slash training program. We're about to go nonprofit with that. So I'm super excited about that. And it's a program that has lots of financial aid for people. Um, so I do some of the training, and we have 14 other people who also I have trained to train people in Adlerian play therapy. So it's a whole thing, and some of the classes are online, some of them are in person, some of them are on weekends, some of them are on weekdays. That's what I do. I also volunteer 1 day a week at an elementary school in the town where I live, which is Cedar Falls, Iowa. And I'm married. I don't know if anybody cares about that, but I've been married for 48 years. Last week was my anniversary. Of course, I wasn't here. I was in Atlanta.
You're up.
And I have one child who's about to be 30, and he's freaked out about it, and so am I.
And you're an author. I have that book,
Oh
Do
yeah,
It.
I write books.
You write books. You write great books like that. Do and play therapy. I mean, you're in articles, and you have so many things going on. But the books are definitely one of the big pieces
I
as
always
well.
forget to tell people I write books. So I'll do a workshop at Adlerian Play Therapy, and I'll get home, and my beloved Rick will say, "So did you mention you write books about it, that they could buy books?" Oh, I forgot.
Oh,
Did you mention
whoops.
you have a training center? Ooh, I forgot. But we played a lot. We had a good time. I told a lot of stories. Not
These
very good at marketing.
you make up for it in other ways. Oh, okay. All right. So let's just jump right in. What is
Okay, so can I use your whiteboard? Is that possible?
I think I might leave it in. That was pretty amazing. We solved a problem together. That happens in play therapy too, to
It
where
does
we're
happen in
sitting
play
with this
therapy.
table.
Okay, so I'm going to draw something, I'm going to
Okay.
draw something on our whiteboard, and then you can also draw things on our whiteboard, is my understanding. Because I tried this out this morning,
Okay.
and I think that this is true. Well, it was true this morning. So who knows if it's actually true, but I think it was true this morning. So I think that will work. Yes, you can. You just did.
You see,
Perfect.
do I just
Okay.
draw anything? I should have
Not
waited.
yet. I'm going to tell you what I want you to draw.
Okay. So I have a big old blue line on there.
Okay. We're going to erase the blue line. How do we erase
Okay.
the blue line? Ta-da. I think that's the eraser. I love doing this. Choop.
Oh, that was easy.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. That looks okay. That looks fine.
Okay.
It's not, they're not parallel, but it doesn't actually matter.
Okay.
So what I want you to do, I'm going to tell you some rules.
Okay.
Um, the first rule is you're going to draw a line from an X to another X.
Okay.
Okay? And but you're not going to draw just one line, you're going to draw 6 lines.
Ooh,
And
okay.
each time you draw a line, needs to be different than the way you drew every other line. So you're going to have 6 unique lines from an X to another X.
Okay.
Okay, that's the second rule. And the
Okay.
third rule is every time you draw a line from an X to another X, you need to acknowledge yourself in some way or say something encouraging, say like an affirmation for yourself.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. So my ADHD is screaming. I'm like, can I remember all this?
Well, I'll tell you again. You want to
Okay.
tell you
Okay.
again?
Tell me again.
First one is you're gonna go from an X to another X 6 times.
6 times. Okay.
Each time you go from an X to another X is going to be different than every other time. So it's going to be unique.
Okay.
So you're going to have 6 unique lines.
6 unique lines.
The third rule, and there are only 3 for this particular version, is every time you go from next to another X with your line, you're going to acknowledge yourself, say something encouraging to yourself, or give yourself an affirmation.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Do you
Do I
want me to,
have?
like, I can actually type them up there if you want me to, if that
Oh
would
no,
help.
I'm good. You are you're so accommodating. I love it.
I'm the
Okay.
queen of scaffolding always because I work with a lot of ADHD kids, and this is not a reflection on you, but I do work with a lot of special ed kids who can't do 3-step instructions. So I quite frequently have to scaffold them.
So you have compassion. Okay, so here goes. I'm going to do my first one of 6 in a specific way. There's a line. Um,
Okay.
Good
Okay.
job, Jackie. Good job. Oh, that felt kind of good. Okay, so let's see. Way to go, Jackie. You're so clever. So that's 2. Let's see. So I got to do a different way. Ooh. Okay, so write this line. Oh man, my straightness is yet to be. Dang, Jackie, you're amazing. Oh my goodness, that's fun. Okay, so halfway through, I'm not sure if I'm actually doing it right though. Let's see. So I can't do anything the same. So
There's no right way to do it.
oh, there's no right way.
No right way to do it.
Okay, so bum 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 bum. What's different about this is it comes with sound. Bum 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 bum. Ooh, Jackie, that was interesting. You're interesting. So that's 4. And let's see. Now this one's going to be different because it's super fast. I'm missing Mark. When I when I was in the army and we were doing like the shooting, I would shoot at other people's targets by accident.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it
This
was
would be
real. It
good for
was
our army. People who are shooting for the wrong targets.
good thing I didn't stay in. Yeah, I would do just what I did on that line. It would go the wrong direction. Okay, so Jackie, you didn't really do it the way you wanted to, but you made it happen anyway. Okay, so let's see, what's a separate way? Two hearts. And oops. Jackie, you struggled there, but you kept going even when it was messing up. Okay, so there I did it. Whew.
Okay. So, what were the rules?
Draw 6 lines from X to X and doing a different way each time, and then give myself an affirmation afterwards.
Okay. Did you make any additional rules up?
Um, oh, I guess I did. That my additional rule was that I need to follow these rules. I
Okay.
felt pressure to follow the rule.
Yes. You made up a rule that there was a right way to do it,
Oh, oh, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
You also, I think, did you start every time on one side and go to the other side?
Oh, I didn't realize that. I sure did. Started on the
So
left.
you made up a rule that you needed to go back to the way you first started it and do it in the same direction.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't even
Because
know.
sometimes people would go back and forth and back and forth.
Okay.
The thing that I also notice is that you, unlike many people, did not make anything of the lines that I drew.
Oh, I, if I
No.
would have thought of that, I would
So,
have.
so there wasn't a rule that you needed to stay within the lines, but a lot of people make up that rule that they have to stay in those lines that I drew.
Mm.
Because I think this is a reason, because you were a person who thinks outside the box.
Oh,
You
wow.
went outside the box.
Oh, gosh, that's nice to think of. Gosh, in some ways, it could be like a psychological assessment if we had some research on it.
Yeah, because most people stay in those boundaries that I make.
Oh, okay. And obviously, I did not.
Now, another rule that you made up is that your lines needed to be continuous.
Oh,
So this would have been a pain to do, but you could have done like this, a dotted line.
oh,
So you made up that the line needed to be continuous.
oh, yeah.
And I think if I'm right about this, no, that won't work. I was going to say you could also have done that, but that would have just been a skinnier line. There are some, oh, you could have made the line fatter,
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
think.
that
Like,
was a
look, so
rectangle.
that you could have, I mean, we aren't as familiar as some people would be with this app, but that could have also been. So you kind of made up a rule that you were going to always use the same kind of shape and color for everyone. But what you could have done actually was you could have changed the colors and just made 6 straight lines.
Wow, wow. There's a lot of rules that I was following that I didn't even know that I had for myself, but I couldn't break them.
Yep,
It was limited just by my own unconscious.
yep, yep. Now,
Wow.
so here's the deal.
Yeah.
That happens with everybody.
Oh,
Everybody makes up rules. To be human is to make up rules. And we make up rules because we want to have a little more control of our lives, or because we want to keep ourselves safe, or because our parents made up that rule and we make up a rule. Our parents made up that rule. We need to follow that rule. So here's part of the point of that activity. It is not get rid of all the rules.
mhm.
It is to get really conscious of the rules that you've made up. So many people make up rules about how to do play therapy, for instance.
Yeah.
Many people make up rules of how to do sand tray. And in many cases, the rule they made up is I need to do it the way my teacher did it,
Oh,
or I need to follow the rules that somebody else made up. So for years and years and years, practically everyone who did play therapy did not have the child clean up the room because Axline, the mother of play therapy, said, don't have the kid clean up the room. Now, remember that Axline had a live-in maid. I don't know how many people in your audience have live-in maids, but what Axline did was in between her sessions, the maid came and cleaned up the space. So she didn't have any countertransference because it wasn't pissing her off because somebody else was cleaning up the room. And though, for years and years and years, all of us have acted as if that's a rule we need to follow. Now, it's not that you shouldn't follow it. It's not that for some of us it isn't a good rule, but it should only be our rule if we consciously examine that and think, why do we use this as a rule?
oh, like being aware of it and does that fit for me?
Yeah.
That very example fits me so well. I still to this day don't have the kid clean up the room, but the thought of, oh, maybe there's another option, and would it be inherently harmful for the kid to clean? Probably not.
In Adlerian play therapy, we do not necessarily have the child clean up the room. We usually actually clean up the room with the child. So we make it into a collaborative process. And we do that in Adlerian play therapy because we want to ground the play therapy in reality. And in reality, nobody's going around following you cleaning up after you.
That's for sure.
Well, unless you're a pampered child, in which
Yeah.
case your mother or your father is going around cleaning up after you. But then when you get to be a grown up, nobody's going to go around after you and clean up. So in Adlerian play therapy, we actually make it into a collaborative process, and we'll say, so like in 5 minutes, it'll be time for us to clean up the room together, and then we actually stand up when those 5 minutes are passed, and then we'll say, okay, it's time for us to clean up the room together. What do you want to clean up? What do you want me to clean up?
Oh, so it's like a ritual of connection too, and that
Yes.
predictable ending experience that feels safe. And the kid has this consistency of like, okay, there's a mess. I'm participating in the cleaning up. I mean, mess.
And we don't do it with every single kid because in Adlerian play therapy, at least, while I made up the rules, I also always said there are kids that this is not appropriate for. There are kids this won't work with. So if you were working with a kid like me, I'm the oldest child from a super dysfunctional family. I always think I have to take responsibility for everything. And one of my most amazing personal therapeutic experiences was I went to this art studio in Boston, and it just had bins and bins and bins of art materials. It was so amazing. And you could do whatever you wanted to with them. So I said to them, could I do performance art? And they went, sure. We aren't sure what you mean by that, but sure. And so there were all these little things that were like made out of leather that had been punched out. There was a whole bin of circles of leather,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
And there was a whole bin of streamers, like you would do if you were making if you were having a party and
Ooh,
you were using those crepe streamers and like drape those things. There was a whole bin of those. And what I did was I took handfuls of those leather pieces and I threw them up in the air and they would sprinkle down like it was rain. And I did it like 10 times. So the whole room, it was basically an empty room. I filled it with those things and made this noise like that. And
yeah.
then I took the streamers and I threw them and they would go. And then at the end, they said, I started cleaning them all up. And they said, oh, no, no, that's not the deal. You don't have to clean them up.
Oh,
And
wow.
it was so profoundly liberating to me. I thought, okay. So if you had a kid like me who
Wow.
starts putting things away as soon as they get them out,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have them clean up their room
Yeah.
because that rule doesn't work with that particular kid.
Oh, so being flexible and really attuned to what are the needs of this child and how can we adjust this or let whatever needs to happen happen.
If I have a kid who's in a power struggle between their mom with them between themselves and their mom or their dad about cleaning up their room at home, I'm not going to ask them to clean up the room because then I'm just replicating the power struggle.
So you're doing something different in therapy that is a stuck point in their life.
Yes. So part of what I always want to do is give the client a different experience than they have in other relationships, in other situations. And I always want to make sure that I am aware of, and sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I go, oh, wait, I didn't know I had that rule.
Yeah.
But I want to make the rules that I am aware of, I want to make them as flexible as possible in my work with children and families.
Oh,
I started out thinking every time I did family therapy, I needed to have every single member of the family there.
yeah.
I'm not that good at that because it turns out I get overwhelmed. If there's a lot of people and there's a lot of conflict, I don't do my best work. I still do family therapy a lot, but what I do is I cherry pick who's going to come.
Mm.
So I changed that rule to say, I need to do this the way that's going to work best for me to be the best, do the best job with my clients that I can do. And if I insist on the original rule I learned about family therapy, that we all have to sit in a circle and we all have to talk. And then I decided, no, 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 I'm doing family play therapy. But I still had the rule, oh, I need to have the whole family come in order to be effective. And then what I realized is I was not effective that way. And I needed to change that rule for myself.
Oh, I love it. It's just like with that line activity, now that I'm aware of my unconscious rules and the conscious rules, I could change it. Like I had to
Yes.
be flexible. And so it can happen like that in family therapy. It can happen like that cleaning up the room. Wow, what you wear to session. Like what, oh my goodness, I love it. I think it's more than freeing because my first thought is like how freeing, but it seems like it allows us to offer better therapy that's not based in limitations. Learn
Yes.
limitations.
Yes. So the reality is the more you become aware. So when you start getting angry with someone else,
Yeah.
so you start thinking, ooh, that kid, I just don't like that kid when that kid comes in. Or I don't like that mother. Or I don't like that father. Um, Generally speaking, that's a clue to you that that person is violating some of your rules. And
Ooh.
in many cases, they might not even be rules you shared with them, and you might not even been aware of them. So every time you start getting what I call the dreads about a specific client coming, which is, oh, really, I wish they would cancel today, or I wish they'd no show today. Generally speaking, it's because they don't follow some of your rules. So when that happens, you need to ask yourself, what rule does this family or this parent or this child violate? That's my rule that I might not even been aware of.
Ooh. Ooh, that shifts it into curiosity and allows us to kind of even be with the person in a different way because that happens. That's that
Yeah.
happens where I've had that experience like several times over the years, and it's so neat to hear you normalize it because it doesn't feel good. It feels kind of yucky, but it
Yeah. So if you start not liking somebody or be angry at them or anxious
or
about
hope
them
they don't
coming,
come in today.
generally speaking, either you think you're not following your own rule or they're not following your rule. So I've had some situations before where I get super anxious, and I'm super anxious because I know I need to tell this parent that really we need to shift to family therapy because it's the family problem, or that we need to ramp up the number of times we do parent consultation because really it's the parent who has the problem, not the kid has the problem. But I'm scared because I don't want to do it. And I have a rule that I need to communicate those things clearly and compassionately and gently to parents especially. But I get scared because my rule, one of my own personal rule is I can't get people to be I don't want people to be angry with me.
Oof.
That like kind of ramps up my anxiety. Ooh, they're gonna be angry with me if I tell them that. But I have another rule that says you need to do your best work. You need to share the truth without blame or judgment.
Oh,
And so if I get in kind of a anxiety kind of I need to go back and look at what are the rules that I have that might contradict one another.
wow. So those two rules are sparring, and you're trying to be like, I'm calm the parent. No, I'm not. I'm gonna. And meanwhile, it's like, no, I need to do my best, but it's not even happening cognitively. It's just like, I don't want to call him. I'll do that tomorrow. What?
Right. Like when I start procrastinating, it's almost always because my rules are warring with each other.
Oh, it's almost like you're in my mind, Terry. This feels more like supervision, like you're helping me with my stuff. I've been stuck on the symposium interview. That's so good. The word that comes to mind is incongruence. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem like there's no match.
Yeah. And that's because of our rules. And again, in many cases, there are rules we aren't even aware of. We haven't articulated.
Yeah,
And sometimes, from an Adlerian perspective, sometimes they're rules that we made up when we were really little.
yeah.
Um,
Or made up for us, like the lines. It never even crossed my mind to do a dotted line, a different colored line, or even just like shoosh, 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 shoosh. But they were obviously, it wasn't an option for me. I didn't even do it.
yeah.
What?
So you can play that game with clients if you want to. It works better with like teens and adults.
Okay.
I also do play it. I play that same game. The reason why I said at the beginning I wasn't sure it would work because I haven't done it very many times on telehealth
Yeah.
on the Zoom. So what I usually do is I take either sidewalk chalk. If I'm outside, I take sidewalk chalk and make the two lines and the two X's. Or if I'm inside, like in my office, in my private practice, I use masking tape and put
Okay.
the lines down and then put the X's with masking tape. And I make the lines about, I'm not very good at feet. I make the lines about a yard and a half apart from one another and make them parallel.
Yeah.
And if I'm working with an individual client, I will have them do it usually 5 or 6 times. If I'm working with a group, I might only have each person do it 2 or 3 times. And
Okay.
what we're looking for is what rules has the group made without talking about it.
Wow. That once you get that concept, it's like that can open up your world.
Yeah, yeah. And it's helpful to have a story, if you do it, to have a story about some rules that you've discovered. Like I usually tell when I do this with clients, I usually tell about right after I did that the first time, when I played the game the first time, it's an improv technique. Um, when I did it the first time, I came home and I was so stunned with how many of the rules that I had. And some of the rules were like good rules. Like when I was driving home from the airport, I went 7 miles over the speed limit because my sister-in-law said, if you go 7 miles over the speed limit, you won't get a ticket. And so I go 7 miles over the speed limit, pretty
Seven,
much
that's a
always.
magic number.
And it's a rule I like to keep. We
Mhm.
have a rule in our family, you can't lose hugs. That means if I'm mad at you, you still get a hug, even if I'm mad. So those are rules I want to keep. But I got home and Rick was making dinner because we have a rule that if I'm teaching or I'm traveling, he has to make dinner. And he was making hot dogs. And we started prepping the hot dogs. Not that there takes any prep for hot dogs, but we wanted sides. And
Yeah.
so I went in the pantry and got a can of yellow wax beans. Rick went in the pantry and got some pork and beans.
Oh,
And
different.
then we started having a fight that we'd had at this point for 25 years because we've been married for 25 years. And we started having the bean hot dog fight. And I was arguing we must have yellow wax beans, and he was arguing we must have pork and beans with our hot dogs. And I suddenly, in the middle of this fight, said, wait, I don't even like yellow wax beans. And I've been insisting for 20 years, every time we have hot dogs, we have to have yellow wax beans. Duh. Because because I
Oh,
like pork and beans, but my mom always served yellow wax beans with hot dogs. So I had made the rule. That's what we had to do. I called my mom and said, Mom, do you have yellow wax beans with hot dogs still like you did when I was a kid? And my mom said, No, your dad is dead. And he was the one that insisted on the yellow wax beans because that's what his mother served. So we had three
intergenerational.
generations of yellow wax beans, all of us hating yellow wax beans.
Oh my goodness. What? Like just a tragedy. And it stopped with you though. It
Yes,
stopped.
no more yellow wax beans. We are done with yellow wax beans. And the thing is, I didn't even realize that it was a rule. So every time Rick and I had an argument about it, I didn't think, wait, what's the rule here?
Yeah.
So if you do this with a client, it's a helpful thing to have a story like that, that you have gone, oh, light bulb, light bulb, light bulb. And the sillier the story it is, kind of the better it is when you're doing it with clients.
Oh, I love
All
it.
that really happened. That was not a made up story, but people can make up stories if they want to.
You have the best stories. I mean, it's so good. I mean, your stories, they pack so much information, and then they have this like, oh my gosh.
That's because I make a lot of mistakes. I believe in modeling the courage to be imperfect.
And you do it so well. I literally love that and everything about you. Now we're almost out of time. I'm gonna have the links to the what you call the extraordinary. What's the
The
full?
League of Extraordinary Adlerian Play Therapists.
I'm gonna put some music behind that. I'm gonna have a link for that down below and your website. And I'm thinking like the books and everything. Is your website the best place for people to find how to learn more from you, or any other?
Yes, I have a website that's my old website, which has the self-published books on it, which is encouragementzone.com.
Oh, okay.
And then we have a website that has information about the certification program and the financial aid, which is adlerianplaytherapy.com. And then we have a website that's the registration system for LEPT,
Okay.
which is the League of Extraordinary Adlerian Play Therapists, and it's lept.arlo, I think. I'm not very good at
Okay.
those.
I'll put it right below. So if you're watching this like you soon after we recorded it or years later, whatever's down there, just click on it and see where Terry's at. And if none of them work, just Google her name. She's everywhere. Thank you, Terry. You're wonderful. I just appreciate this so much. And you.
Thank you, Jackie. Sorry we had the difficulty about the whiteboard.
Oh my gosh, difficulty. I've never heard that word. I'm gonna have to write
It's
that down.
actually a real world word. I didn't make it up.
Okay, I have a post-it notes here just for such an occurrence. I'm gonna add that to my vocabulary. Maybe the next time we have a conversation, I'm gonna throw that word in.
I'm going to be so impressed.
All right, I'll catch you later. Bye bye.
Bye bye.